Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new review. How are you? Happy Friday to you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And you know, because you've seen the title and the description, that this is Bois Blanc. And this is also, if you're following the channel, the final Atelier Cologne in the sampler set that I reviewed. So for the last 7 weeks, I have worn Atelier Cologne samples, and I have really enjoyed it. And the question, I guess, that begs to be asked is, a little bit different than the hashtag, the question that begs to be asked is, are we going to end on a high note with this 7 sampler set? Stay tuned and find out. All right, welcome back. So this, of course, is Bois Blanc, and this is the end of the road for this 7 sampler set. Before I talk about the notes, I'd like to quickly welcome all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Since last Friday, yet again, we have had just a cavalcade full of new subscribers, and I really appreciate that. Don't forget to turn on notifications for this channel, so every time I upload, which is always on Friday, then you are immediately notified. Thanks so much again, and of course, if you haven't already, you can check out my channel here and learn all about it. I have a 5-spray system in which I spray the number that I give for my rating onto myself at the end of each review, and starting next week, I will actually be going to a slightly different format for the channel, so I am chock full of changes. Changes abound here at That Cologne Guy. All right, so the notes here, I must tell you, for me personally, usually when I deal with the notes, I'm able to get 2, 3, 4 notes that I can discern myself, and then I'll usually go on to Fragrantica and look at the rest. And just because I feel like you can look at the notes anyway, right? But this one is different. This one really is the collective whole is bigger than its parts, if you will. What I mean to say is that I wasn't really able to tease out too many specific notes, because for me it's more of the overall feel to it. There's a very strong white floral meets woody notes here, which I really like. But I'm going to read the notes for you, so I want you to know I am a cheatin', and I just wouldn't have been able to pull these notes out if I hadn't looked. Neroli, orange blossom, incense, pink pepper, woody notes, vetiver, and musk. So I think I'm a fan of neroli, and so I think I would have been able to get that. But really, like I said, this one to me is more of an overall feel to it. And here's what it is. To me, Bois Blanc can be summed up as a 5-star hotel foyer or an upscale department store with the fragrance that they vent through their system, right? That come out of the vents. So you've heard of Abercrombie and Fitch, having their fragrances put through their vents. This is a lot like that. Only this is like an upscale department store, or a 5-star hotel foyer. So I really like this one, and if I had to encapsulate this one in one word, it would be luxury. I just feel like this one smells of luxury, and dare I even say success. But I'm going to stick to luxury, actually, because I want you to think of being on a vacation, and instead of staying where you normally stay, like a 3 or 4 star, you treat yourself once to a 5-star hotel, and you just feel like a king or queen for a day. And that's how I feel with this one. Or if you're shopping in a really expensive department store, and of course you don't normally do that, but you can just, there's a certain allure and a certain aroma that emanates throughout the store that makes you feel like you are amongst luxury, and that is this smell. And so, like I said, as far as the individual notes, they're there. I've read them, but really it comes down to that. I feel like the doors have opened, and I've walked into the foyer of this 5-star hotel for the exclusive folks, and I am VIP for a night. All right, so those are the notes, but that's the overall feel for it. Bois Blanc. And I'm certainly a big fan of Neroli, and the fact that it combines so well with the woody notes. It shouldn't be a surprise that it smells so well. I do find it original. Somebody said that it smells like Atelier Cologne, and I maybe a tad. I mean, I had a sample of that years back, so I don't exactly remember totally. But I don't see this as either one as a copy, because I'm not sure which came out first. But I don't know that I would have noted that myself. I think this is a quite a unique, original smell. See, one problem that I've had with Atelier Cologne, with this house, is that, and this is going to happen actually in this episode, I find myself complimenting the fragrances, but it's the longevity and projection that really seem to be a problem when it comes to the house. So especially after doing all the Amouage episodes, I'm looking for something, of course, that's going to last quite long. And you know that kind of my benchmark for me is an 8-hour work shift, right? I mean, that's really, I know a lot of you guys don't mind reapplying throughout the day, but I just think for the price point, it should last a robust 8 hours. That's just how I take it. All right, so those are the notes, and let's get to it, actually, when it comes to the longevity and projection. Although I don't want to forget, notice I did not start with the teaser of the hashtag. I'm going to address that now, and actually before I forget. So the hashtag in the sampler set, each one has its own hashtag, and the hashtag for Bois Blanc is it says Atelier Cologne. Wearing Bois Blanc takes me back to this magical place. Hashtag throwback. So the hashtag for me most likely wouldn't fit, unless the one exception would be if it takes you back to the time that you were on vacation when you treated yourself to that 5-star hotel, and or took a day of shopping in a very luxurious, expensive, upscale department store. And then you felt like a king for a day or a queen for a day. Then I do think that it meets. It matches well with the hashtag. Okay, so let's get to the slightly bad news. The longevity, projection, and sillage, kind of par for course for this house. One of the things about the last 7 episodes for me with this house, I've certainly enjoyed wearing every single one of them, but I do find myself falling into this trap of saying, yeah, smells great, but... And then I get to this section, and this is kind of more of the same. Longevity, again, is going to be around 4 to 6 hours, closer to 4. And then projection is going to be at arm's length for the first hour to hour and a half. And then it's really going to get down to a skin scent at about the 3-hour mark. And that is unfortunate. Again, with the one exception, if you are looking to wear something this like in close encounters, close quarters, then it would probably play to your advantage. But other than that, though, wow, the longevity and projection, I would have liked a little bit more yet again, and same way with sillage. I mean, this is not going to get you noticed. This is definitely for, again, close quarters perhaps, but if you're looking to get complimented on a fragrance, this is not really going to do this for you. This is more for that you wear it for yourself because you like it, and not so much to wear it as to get compliments and to be noticed, unless it's, again, the first 2 to 3 hours. The one asterisk, I guess, that we can put next to this review is, of course, I'm using a sample, but I don't see, though, buying a bigger bottle with a bigger sprayer. I don't see adding a lot more as going to get you 8, 9, 10, 11 hours out of this fragrance, unless maybe you put just a ton on your clothes. But again, I was a little disappointed with that, with the longevity, projection, and sillage. Now, when it comes to the gender, I would say this one out of the 7 is the most quote unquote masculine. It's got the vetiver, musk, and it's got woody notes and incense. But this one definitely is in the unisex category, but definitely goes to the masculine side, in my opinion. So women and men could easily wear this one. And usually I give percentages. I'm going to just say 50-50 as far as the people who wear this, especially as their signature scent. I bet you would see 50% women, 50% men. It is the most masculine of the 7 that I sampled from this house in the last 7 weeks. So age group really would be, I would say 20 and up. Nothing here to suggest ultra mature in a bad way, and then nothing to suggest kind of our axe youthful smells. And so this would be 20. We would go 20 and up, and I certainly like this. There's nothing really mature, although I would say it does have just a slight austere smell to it. So probably 30 and up, but again, I'm going to go 20 and up just because it really does smell very, very nice, and there's nothing to suggest a specific age group other than, of course, real youthful. Okay, for seasons, I actually see this as an all-year-around fragrance. When you talk about something smelling like, putting through the vents of a luxury of an upscale department store, no season is really going to stand out. And when you think of the white florals, you're going to think spring, summer. But as it blends with the woody notes and the vetiver and the musk and the incense, you're going to think of fall, winter. So one thing I really, really like about this one is that you could absolutely pull this one off 365 days a year. Another thing that I love about this fragrance is that it would work equally well as day and night. Now, the disadvantage I mentioned earlier about longevity, projection, and sillage, you could flip that around to your advantage, because if you are in an office setting where you're going to be in meetings and small rooms and things like that, then actually the lack of projection will work to your favor, and it would work beautifully in the day. So this is a great office scent, but this also works perfectly for a night scent as well. And as I said earlier, especially if it's like a first date or something, and if you don't know if the person is sensitive to fragrance, this would be another nice one because it really smells nice. But it doesn't project too much, clearly not, especially after the first hour and a half to 2 hours. But that could be something that you might want because you don't want your fragrance to overpower somebody or a group if you're at a party. So depending on what you're looking for, the lack of projection might work to your advantage. So highly, highly versatile. In fact, I'd probably put this one as the most versatile out of the 7. One thing I really appreciated about this fragrance was the versatility. Okay, so now when it comes to the review, though, I'm going to have to do what I did with the last episode of Iris Rebelle, which is this is a 5 out of 5 in my rating system, but I have to dock one spray because of the longevity, projection, and sillage, considering the price point. If this were $20, if this were a Bath and Body, I understand the quality's higher than Bath and Body, but I just mean, if this were 20, 30, 40, 50, even $60 a bottle, 70, I don't think I'd have so much of a problem with it. But the fact that it is a little bit more expensive than that, and yet the longevity and projection and sillage still are where they are, I have to dock them a point. So unless I see a Bois Blanc Extrême, then we're going to go 4 out of 5 sprays for Bois Blanc. And I see this as very, very similar to Iris Rebelle, last week's episode, in that sense. Absolutely love the smell. When I first put it on, it just smells amazing. In fact, I put it on this morning, 2 sprays, and then I ran a couple of errands, and as I was walking around, just even in my mask, I could smell it. It just smells so nice, but then after that, it fades away rather quickly. So the fact that I'm going to put on more sprays now will not be a problem because it will be gone quickly. Okay, so 4 out of 5 sprays for Bois Blanc, 1 on each side of the neck and 1 on each wrist. Here we go. Boom. 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 There you have it. Another review by the boards. You know, starting next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have what I call First Friday. And my episodes will still be coming out on Fridays. But the first Friday of every month, which next Friday will be actually, I will do a normal review. I'm going to review one fragrance. After that, though, each week I'm going to, whether it be solicited from the subscribers, any ideas that you guys might have, or questions that I want to pursue, topics I want to pursue, I'm going to move to a slightly different format. So I'll have a full review of one fragrance the first Friday of every month. And then after that, I'll do like a top 5, or I'll do I'm going to look at some notes. I'm going to look at parfumés. I'm going to do some different things and shake things up a little bit. So I certainly thank you for your patience during the last couple of years, actually, because I have done just straight reviews, and I really appreciate you watching. Because think about it, many of you watch these episodes even if you're not necessarily keen on that actual fragrance, and I really appreciate that. But I thought it'd be nice to do something a little bit different and kind of shake things up a little bit, and do more of a theme-based episode. So in the future, if you guys have any ideas, anything you'd like to talk about, any topics you would like to see me pursue for an episode, please let me know in comments, and I would love to do an episode on that if I can. So I really appreciate everything. Thank you so much, and always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. All right, welcome to the bonus feature. I just couldn't resist ranking these 7 since it's the last day that I will have this sampler set. So if you haven't checked them out, you certainly should, but I'll read them quickly. The first one was... Here it is, I'm sorry. The first one was Pacific Lime, then it was Orange Sanguine, then it was Rose Anonyme, followed by Clementine, California, or Clementine, California. And then after that, it was Vanille Encensée, Iris Rebelle, and finally, Bois Blanc. So here, the bonus feature is the awards section. So I'm going to have to say my honorable mention would be the Clementine, California, or Clementine, California, depending if it's a French pronunciation. That one would be my honorable mention. I really, really enjoyed that one. I liked it a lot. It's very optimistic. It's a very optimistic fragrance, and I certainly appreciate that one. About that fragrance. Now, my bronze medal is going to go to Iris Rebelle. I really like that one. In fact, that one is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Iris so far. I would absolutely have that one in my collection, and just like Bois Blanc, just really would have liked an Iris Rebelle Extrême Edition to get 8 to 10 to 12 hours in terms of longevity and projection. So that's the bronze medal. And then I have a tie, so I'll go 2 gold medals and a bronze. And so the 2 gold medals go to Rose Anonyme, followed by, or along with, Bois Blanc. I really like these 2, and if I really had to decide, one thing I could do is maybe wear Rose Anonyme during the day, and then Bois Blanc at night. That would be the home run. Either way, though, they're both wonderful fragrances, and they are certainly both worthy of your collection, and I would like to have them in mine. Again, with the one stipulation that I would have just liked to have a little bit more longevity, especially for Bois Blanc. Rose Anonyme, if I'm not mistaken, did slightly better when it comes to that. So there you go. There you have it, folks. Atelier means workshop. So this is a workshop cologne. I certainly enjoyed the fragrances. Interesting. I enjoy delving into a certain house, and I understand why a lot of reviewers don't do that, because think about it. If as soon as you start one, if subscribers look at that and they say, well, I'm not really into that house, so I'm just going to sit out the next, month or two. I fully understand that. But it is fun, though, to do, 7 weeks of one house, something like that, because you start to get a feel for the tendencies of the house. They certainly are very, very adept at creating unique and original very, very good smelling fragrances. So when it comes to gift giving and things like that, this house is really a smashing success. And so I will patiently sit back and wait until they do the extreme versions of each one. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed the bonus features. Take care. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Friday.